We're live here at the State Secretariat of the Nigerian Labour Congress here in Akwa Ibom State. And just as you heard in the news, the Nigerian Labour Congress and also, as well as the Trade Union Congress just suspended the nationwide strike for a period of 1 week. Well, we might not know what may be the cause of that, but we do know that yesterday the Tripartite Minimum Wage Committee, comprising of the federal government and the leaders of the organized labor, had a meeting and arrived at a negotiation for 1 week to discuss the plans towards improving the minimum wage of civil servants. And just to tell us the reasons, possible reasons why the strike was suspended, I have here with me the state chairman of Trade Union Congress in Akwa Ibom State, Comrade Dominic Abang. He will be telling us why the strike was suspended and possible reasons, solutions that workers should look forward to. It's good to have you, Comrade.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Please, can you tell us why the strike was suspended?
Okay, as you may recall, on 2 days ago, the Senate President called us and tried to appeal to organized labor to suspend or not to embark on the strike, which was scheduled to start on the 3rd, which was a Monday. And we did not take that appeal. We assured them that we will go on with the action because we saw the insensitivity of the federal government and the inability to close the negotiation that has started for a long time now. And we proceeded on that on Monday. And the follow-up meeting was called by the SGF, which is the secretary to the government of the federation. And they also came up with an appeal. On the table, what they did was to put forward a lot of issues, the respect for the general masses in terms of the pains that may be inflicted, the willingness of the president to move beyond the 60,000 naira that they had placed on the table, which was rejected by Labour, and also to be able to close these issues within 1 week. And having had such a fruitful discussion as against what we had prior to that time, when they said they were they were not coming to the table until they have a mandate from the federal government. And looking at that, it became very, very necessary for us to assure them that we are going to get back to the organs, discuss with the organs so that the organs will look at it as long as they have shown faith in closing this negotiation within 1 week, and also look at other issues and make sure that both parties can sign up. And we came back to our organ. We had a NEC meeting this morning of both centers, NLC and TUC, and discussed extensively on these issues. At the end of the day, organized labor decided to relax on the strike. We want to also let you know that the strike is very, very important to us, but we need to give them good faith and go back to the table. And we also understand that we cannot close that discussion at that point except we get back to the Tripartite Committee to look at it, and that is why we are here.
All right, sir. Just as the meeting was going on yesterday, the chairman, the secretary to the state government, Senator George Akwa, yesterday had said that the President Bola Tinubu, was committed to improving the minimum wage of civil servants from 60,000 naira. What can you say about this development, sir?
Yeah, it's a good development because initially they had understood that they will not move beyond 60,000. It was like a last position. But we took an action that also makes sure that they move. And they have shown commitment to move beyond, and they have committed to make sure that they are committed to moving beyond 60,000. And we are going to that negotiation. We believe they will bring in good faith in the next step of that negotiation.
All right, so you've heard from the chairman of the Trade Union Congress here in the state. So I'm going to hand the mic to the chairman of Nigerian Labour Congress here in Akwa Ibom State, Comrade Sonny James, who has been a strong advocate ever since the strike began. Comrade, sir, can you tell us how you feel about the suspension of the strike? What's your expectation? What's your message?
Yeah, I think what is very important is that the Nigerian workers has for the first time in a long while been able to prove the fact that they deserve a living wage. On the basis of that, the organized labor engaged the federal government on the matter. As we stand today, it is only appropriate that the organized labor show concern that by suspending the strike action for 5 days. What is important here is that the NLC and TUC met after the appeal of the federal government to give them 1 week to look at the matter. And therefore, if 1 week is not too much, for them to go back to the table and see how the matter could be resolved. So we are very hopeful that within this 1 week window granted federal government, that everything will be resolved amicably. So I hope so. And then I feel very proud to be a labor leader, and I will continue to advocate for the well-being of all Nigerians, and Akwa Ibom State inclusive.
Okay, comrade, you were hopeful that this 1 week or 5 days we're going to have a possible response between the federal government and the organized labor. So, comrade, should in case 1 week escalates and there is no positive agreement, what's the next step for Nigerian workers?
Well, when you use the word 1 week, it's very clear that if within 1 week it's not resolved, there may be no alternative than to proceed on the strike again. That's just the thing. That's why I said it's just been suspended. It's not as if it is called off.
Okay, so I can let you go. Are you positive? Are you optimistic that with this 5 days extension or 1 week extension, we are going to have a good resolution between the federal government and Nigerian workers?
It is the federal government that requested for 1 week, and they also directed that the meeting be held every day. And therefore, if that is their own request, we are hopeful that we will do it. The way they fail to do it, then it's not our fault any longer if we resume the strike.
Okay, comrade, we also have the issue of reversing of electricity tariff, as part of your part of the agitations of labor workers in the just suspended strike. So what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, that will be looked into equally, because it's been agreed that in the course of discussion, that is going to form a central point in that discussion. I think we are going to do it, all of them putting together.
Thank you very
so we are expecting a good outcome from the 2 discussions.
Thank you very much, comrade. So there you have it. We just finished talking with the state chairman of Nigerian Labour Congress, Comrade Sonny James, and before him we had the state chairman of Trade Union Congress. He spoke at length. He said that he is positive. The NLC chairman said that he is positive that this strike, the suspension of the strike, is going to yield a positive result between the organized labor and the federal government. So I'll be here to give you more updates as the event unfolds. Over to you, Jennifer.
Thank you very much, David.